Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and also your host of Travel Talk. I'm really excited about today's edition. It is actually our 50th episode of Travel Talk, and I couldn't have picked a better guest to have as our episode for number 50 here. But Brad Anderson with Hilton Honors. How are you doing, Brad?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me on the show. This is awesome.
Uh,
5-0. That's a big milestone.
5-0. Yeah. We were talking off camera a little bit about consistency and the importance of what that means to not only a business, but also for a podcast. And so the fact that we were able to do this on a weekly basis into 2024, really excited about it. And when we connected about having you as our guest for the 50th edition, this couldn't have been a better place for us to be. So I'm really excited about having you on the show, Brad, and talking a little bit about not only yourself, but also what's going on with Hilton Honors as well. So for all of our guests out there that are listening, tell me a little bit about yourself, how you kind of got to the role that you're at, and then we'll kind of dive into some of the business side of things.
Yeah, thanks. As I said, having me on the show. First and foremost, I am a proud dad of two young children. We're both under 6 years old and partner of my wife of over 10 years. Professionally, I serve as the vice president of the Global Hilton Honors loyalty program. I'm based out of the Northern Virginia area. And, you asked me how I got to Hilton, and I think many folks say this in hospitality, but I'd say I really fell into and fell in love with this industry. And for me, it was on the travel side. So prior to Hilton, I was a consumer of the various loyalty programs by being part of Deloitte Consulting, going around to various clients. And I was then and still am a point-obsessed nerd. I'm sure there's other people out there like that. And just trying to unlock the value of these programs, of which they are very, very rich. So, when I got a chance to come and lead design and strategy for a loyalty program experience, let alone one of the best global travel brands on the planet across 126 countries, I think it really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, more specifically, I've been with Hilton and Hilton Honors for coming close to 8 years now.
Yeah.
And in that time, my team and I have charted a new course of the program. Mm-hmm. We've achieved a massive amount of growth. I think 125 million new members since I started, and
not
I think
bad.
Not bad. By the time I think we're done speaking, we'll probably have added a couple thousand more. In my current role, I have the opportunity to set and lead our global strategy and vision, mm-hmm. and how we position Hilton Honors as. For me, it's the best loyalty program experience across all industries.
Sure.
But for hospitality, I think it's really about making the staying better for 190 million members. So it's really a dream job. I pinch myself most days, and as you know, in hospitality, it's just making people's dreams come true. So
No, definitely. And I appreciate you giving us the background to how you got to where you are. And, we all have our stories on how we got into the industry. For instance, the same thing with the Hotel Guide. I never thought I would have found into this place. It was the first job out of college, and I started out as an account executive. And then when I was 25 years old, all of a sudden the owner says, "Hey, I knew you wanted to be a publisher of a magazine. How about I sell you this one?" And all of a sudden we are, 31 years later, we've got this magazine, and you and I are chatting about it. So there's so much that's going on with loyalty programs and such. What are some great things that you are doing there at Hilton Honors that our guests should know about, and maybe even what's going on, maybe even coming on tap for the next year or so?
Yeah, there's so many really exciting things happening at Hilton Honors, and one of the most exciting things that I've been personally working on for a while now, but it's only been public since February this year. Mm-hmm. And that's our new partnership with the small luxury hotels of the world. And they're, as of 2 days ago, just welcomed their first Hilton guests to hundreds of these smaller luxury hotels. Nice. And like the most sought after destinations in the world, on top of our amazing 7,600 properties globally. So for folks that don't know and are new to this exclusive partnership really adds a ton of luxury travel experiences for Hilton, and complements well. We have a number of luxury brands: Waldorf Astoria, Conrad, Elixir, Insignia. What's so cool, I think, about loyalty programs, so let me talk about loyalty programs for a second, is that, Hilton Honors, we have 24 brands plus these new partnerships. It's just the connective tissue. So we have a relationship with you. It glues these travel experiences together. And I'd say it's more than just a program. It's like how we interact with our guests and
Yep.
in a very personal way. So, for this partnership specifically, 400 of their about 540 properties joined on. And just last week, so July 9th, we just turned on 300 of these 400 hotels.
Wow.
And we actually just welcomed our guests like just last night, our first Diamond members out there. So, for us, it's another aspirational opportunity. For folks that don't know, when you book on Hilton.com, you're earning Hilton Honors points, and you can redeem your hard-earned points at these new SLH hotels. And so, happy to share a few examples if that's
definitely. Give our guests some examples of what they could look forward to when they're working with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll get to some of my travel experience in the back half of this, but there's a really cool hotel called the Nim Hotel for folks that have been to Copenhagen. It's about a 40-room hotel located physically in the Tivoli Gardens, right in that actual amusement park experience. So that's one of the SLH hotels you can join or you can book and stay at. There's one in Spain in Marbella, the Nobu Hotel. That's about 100 keys. And so just the laid back beach experience, you have laid back luxury during the day, and then you have a great fine dining experience at night. And then maybe one more example, Hermitage Bay, which is out of our Antigua and Barbuda, all-inclusive retreat. You can have the great beach experience right in the Hermitage Bay. So 3 examples. I have many more if you'd like to hear them, but it's just a really great luxury experience to give you more reasons to stay and exclusively stay with Hilton.
No, definitely. And I think that's the important thing. There's loyalty programs just about everything nowadays. What makes Hilton Honors so unique?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, in the hotel guide, it's about the branded hotel experience, right? Mm-hmm. So, you go and earn these points, you have a great stay on your business travel, but then when you want to do something special for your family, where you can use your points is really critical. And adding, 400 small luxury hotels, adding, destination hotels, like, we just launched a new Hilton hotel in Kathmandu in Nepal. We are launching new all-inclusive hotels in Crete and the Dominican Republic. Those where you can actually have that experience is so critical. So I think that stands out for Hilton Honors. And aside from the hotels themselves, I think, you want a loyalty program that's flexible. Yep. We have something called points and money sliders. You actually don't have to wait 70 nights to earn up enough points to stay at one of our hotels or our partner hotels. So, people looking for easy, simple, flexible. I think Hilton Honors delivers across a lot of those things.
No, definitely. I think it's important to have that flexibility. People are looking for ease, as you said. I think they want to eliminate as many hurdles as possible when they're traveling because we're bombarded with so many things when it's trying to travel. So let's switch a little bit from the business side of things, and I want to talk a little bit about the personal side. I always have my guests, I ask them two questions because I think it's important for our listeners to know a little bit about the individuals who are working behind the scenes in these great positions. But obviously, the hospitality industry has been in your blood for a long time. But what are some of your favorite travel destinations that you've been to?
Oh my gosh, how much time do you have? No, I'll give you two examples.
Okay.
We actually just went on a Scandinavian tour out there, and we actually almost didn't go here. So this is for folks that are planning a trip. Tallinn, Estonia, actually was very, very impressive to me. If you haven't been, it's part of an old town, one of the best preserved old towns in Europe, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And interestingly, we actually stayed in the Hilton Helsinki Strand, which is about a 2-hour cruise ship ferry. We did a day trip down with the two kids. And in some ways, the journey can be as much fun as the destination. So
sure.
This cruise ship, they had a kids zone. It was just a blast for us there. We do have a Hilton hotel there in Tallinn. It's called the Tallinn Park Hotel. You do want to stay, but just the experience to walk the old medieval town, walls built in the 13th century, I think, and you almost just felt like you were, back there so many years ago, and the rich history of the place I just didn't know as much about. So definitely Tallinn, Estonia, if you can swing it. That's definitely
Okay.
great. And then more on a personal side, I'm actually going there on Thursday. One of my truly favorite places in the U.S. is the Finger Lakes in Western New York. I don't know if you've been
I have not been.
from Texas, but I grew up in upstate New York. I spent all of my summers there. They're glacial Finger Lakes that are one of the deepest lakes in the country. And, Ithaca, New York, which we have a great canopy there if you want to stay there, is where Cornell is and the hospitality school for those hoteliers out there. So I definitely encourage you to go up there and have a great stay at our Hilton hotels up there. But two places I love in the world.
Two great places. Those are New York's one of my favorite places. Obviously, I haven't made it up to upstate New York yet, but this sounds like a reason to go. So let's talk about where you've been to where you may want to go. What are some of your bucket list travel spots that you may want to knock off?
Oh, I'm always planning trips. So I give you two on this too. I think might be cliche, but African safari is really high on what we want to do. We didn't get a chance to do that before we had kids. So now we're kind of trying to wait until they get to, early teen age years to get out there. But when we do get the chance, I think a lot of folks have been going to Kenya and Nairobi, and we just have some new, we have a new curio there. It's about like 100 keys. The Kwetu Nairobi, I think is what it's called. And we actually just launched an SLH hotel last week called the Hemingway Nairobi. So
nice.
Two great places that hopefully I can. We do a podcast in 5 years. We can talk about that. So I don't know. Have you been on a safari? Have you gotten the chance?
I have not been on it. Our editor-in-chief literally just got back from an African safari, and she made the point of saying, "I almost did not come back." Which was one of those, and she travels all over the world, and so just for her to say that, I was like, it was just a powerful thing, I think, that she experienced. I've been invited to go. I have not made it there yet, but yes, it would be on a bucket list for me as well.
Great. Yeah, we're big outdoors, nature, be out there in Adventureland. So the last one's gonna give you was Galapagos Islands, a little bit harder to get to, but we worked a deal with a hotel owner there on one of the few hotels on the island is a curio. It's called Royal Palms, and also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I guess is a theme today, but just to see what Charles Darwin saw, the natural beauty. I think it's only like 60,000 points or 80,000 points to stay at that hotel, but just small room, a small, a small type of hotel, just a whole different vibe. So if I could bring my family there and see the finches and see the wildlife, I would.
Wow.
So that might be sooner than 5 years from now.
But 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Well, those are two amazing ideas of where you want to go. So I'm going to keep track of that as well. But as we're wrapping up here, any final thoughts, any things that people need to know about the program, or what's the best way for them to become a loyalty member?
Yeah, no, what I'd say is take a look at how much value these programs provide you. They're free to sign up, so there's no gotchas on that front. But it really can enhance and make your stay better. So, now with these new hotels, and we are launching always new hotels, I think a hotel a day globally. So keep coming back and checking out Hilton. Go to HiltonHonors.com and sign up if you're not a member, or hey, re-explore some of these new SLH hotels or luxury hotels, and keep reading the hotel guide to see what's out there. Because hospitality is one of the best industries in the world.
No, I agree, Brad. I appreciate that plug too. I didn't even have to pay you for that.
Not paid.
Not paid at all. We got to put the little asterisk there. But hey, Brad, it's been a pleasure. 15 minutes goes by way too fast. But I do know that I have a feeling this won't be the last time that we're having our ability to chat and talk about not only the Hilton Honors program and what you're doing from a reward side, but just Hilton in general and travel in general. So I've appreciated you being on this call today. And I think our guests got a ton of information about what's going on and definitely what's going on with the SLH and those good things right there. So Brad, thank you for being on the show today.
Awesome. Thank you, Everett, so much. Appreciate it.
Perfect. For all our listeners and readers out there, you can find us at thehotelguide.com. Also, make sure that you're sharing this, commenting on it, letting the world know about what's going on. Because one of the big things with the hotel guide is our tagline is very simple: stay for a day or stay for a lifetime. That's what we want to be able to do, and help people travel and make memories. So until the next time, everybody take care, and we'll talk soon.